Hello world, and welcome to the Common Sense Man's News and Talk Show here on this Tuesday, February 26, 2019, a show where we discuss news from various news sources via the internet, discuss them in a common sense way, trying to bring the right, the left, the right together just about on everything you could possibly think of. Email me your suggestions or comments to commonsenseman@gmail.com. That's common with a K. Or call in. Let's have a live discussion. Skype, satellite link, cell phone, landline, whatever you want to do, 805-994-0606. Or, hey, come on in, let's do a live one, like in person. All right, well, we're going to start our news today. Again, we always usually, for the most part, start with Fox News. And today, it's weaponized news outlet. And it's a picture of that kid with the Make America Great hat on again, when he was given the stare down with his stupid little smirk on his face there in Washington. And legal experts weigh in on Covington Boy's $250 million lawsuit against the Washington Post, and maybe going towards even suing Mayer, the comic there. What's it based on? I don't know. I kind of read a little bit of the article, but I really don't give a shit. There you go. You heard it here. I really don't give a crap. Anyways, just regardless of the whole situation, in any situation other than that, even if it's something different, anyone that has that smirk, that smirk on their face, what's going through their mind right now? If you knew what was going through their mind right now, that would be bad stuff, because it wasn't good. When you have that look on your face, that smirk, you're thinking very bad things in your head. I guarantee it. Move on to CNN. Here's an interesting one. They've been stranded on the train for 30 hours. What are they talking about? They're talking about 183 passengers stranded on a Amtrak train in snow in Oregon. Now, they're all safe and healthy and all that stuff, but they're running out of food. Diapers are becoming an issue. There's probably poo-poo everywhere. But anyways, that is the issue with that. The train, I guess, started moving and a half mile down the road. It hit a little tree. No one was hurt, but it's still stranded up there. Whew, that's a long time for be stranded. I'd be drinking all that. They probably run out of booze too, I imagine, by now. Moving over to stock market. Powell warns of headwinds, says the Fed is prepared to adjust on balance sheet unwind. It's a semi-annual testimony. He notes that the Fed is watching the state of affairs closely and is prepared to adapt policy if warranted. The economy is still strong, but you never know. So, and he's in charge, in case you didn't know, he's in charge of the Federal Reserve, I believe. That's the case. Moving over to USA Today, and of course they just changed it on me, but now their main one is Kommon will accuse Trump of criminal conduct at hearing. Kommon will accuse Trump of criminal conduct at hearing. I haven't read anything about this yet, so there you go. If you want to go to USA Today. The one I was going to tell you about that was the head news about 5 minutes ago was this 21-year-old kid who tweeted about Mueller's lies and now is eyeing the 220 election, which I think, don't you have to be, I think it was the election for president, if I read it right. Don't you have to be 35? Isn't that like a minimum age? Anybody? I don't know. Anyways, we'll move on from that one since they switched it up on me. Moving on to BBC. Now, here's the big one that I was kind of, this is to me is big news. This is important stuff. Indian strikes targets militants in Pakistan. Pakistan and India right now are like kind of going at it, and they're both nuclear powers, and it's kind of scary shit. I mean, that's, you know, when your neighbors are like that close, it'd be like us in Canada or Mexico, like freaking like going at it. I mean, that's, you know, it's pretty big news, I think, anyways. But who am I? So there you go. You heard it here first. And moving over to MSNBC, there you go. Other big news, which I thought it would be on all the other ones, but maybe it's not till tomorrow. But President Trump lands in Vietnam for the summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. And they talk about that in the latest analysis there on MSNBC. Maybe it's not happening tomorrow, but I thought it was happening today, Tuesday. That's what it says here. Maybe he just landed. Maybe it's tomorrow. I don't know, but you think that would be on all of the other ones, but it's not. Okay, moving over to the ESPN. They have a big article there, targets and draft needs for all 32 teams at the 2019 NFL Combine, which is coming up this weekend. Check that out. That's always fun to see what happens there. And on this date, February 26, 1935, for all you really, really old people, it's the day the Yankees traded away Babe Ruth to the Boston Braves. There you go. You heard it here first. That's when it happened. Although later, he ended up retiring anyways in June, Babe Ruth, but I'm sure he was at the end of his career there, but that happened. Moving over to the T to the N to the Z, Jordan Woods, who I really don't even know who that is. I mean, I've heard the name before, Jordan Woods, but now after I read, I know. Kardashian's Corleone, that's like mafia stuff. Corleone, you're out of the family business. Boom, gone, see ya. They want nothing to do with her anymore. You are out skis. Serious shit. And then the next one below that, next article, which is interesting, Kardashians forget Jordan and remember how, and it doesn't say, but how fucking hot we are. And they have a picture of those, three of them. I guess that's recent, but holy moly, man! You might want to just see that picture. That one of is that Kim Kardashian? She's in the middle, and the other two have their hands on her ass. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to go to travel TMZ, travel leisure news. Okay, I like these couple ones. America has a new national park. Take a look at it and guess where it's at. You're never going to guess where it's at. I remember you know. It's going to be Indiana Dunes National Lecture was officially renamed Indiana Dunes National Park in mid-February and is now the 61st U.S. National Park. It's about 15 miles around Lake Michigan. Sledding in the winter, maple syrup making, bird and wildlife spotting, hiking, all that kind of stuff. So there you go. If you're trying to hit all the national parks in the country, now there's another one for you to hit, and that looks like a pretty cool one. And here's a good one. The first all-inclusive resort in Florida Keys is now open, and it's just as dreamy as you'd expect. So there's really no all-inclusive resorts in the United States, if you didn't know that. This is basically probably one of the first ones. So what it's saying in this article is, hey, you don't have to have your passport. You don't have to go to the Caribbean to do all-inclusive. Boom. You go right here and correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Call in, email me, whatever. I don't believe there. Like I said, I believe it's one of the first ones because I know there's someone that said, oh, there's some in Hawaii. I don't think there's any all-inclusive resorts in Hawaii. If there was, I would have heard of it. But there could be. I said I'm not going to say there's absolutely not. I'm just saying I believe there's not. That makes sense. Okay, well, that's going to end it for today. We are going to go to our Facebook page. It's called March for Science, and it says Natural Emergencies in America. Here we go. National Emergencies in America. There's 5 of them, what they say. 1 in 5 Americans can't afford to fill a prescription. That's crazy. That's something that fucking Trump should be working on. Work on that. That's what everything's going to benefit from that. 40% can't cover an emergency $400 expense. Wow, that's crazy. We have 11 years to avoid climate catastrophe. Of course, that's, based on what you hear from people. 75% of prisoners in local jails haven't been convicted of a crime. Have not been that. In other words, they were sitting there backlogged from how effed up the court systems are. So let's get things like that going, man. 75%. You know what that's costing taxpayers? Incredible. And here you go, the biggest one, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm assuming it's true because I keep reading it recently. It's been over 4 years, and the residents of Flint still don't have clean water. No, let's worry about other shit instead of that, Trump. Why don't you? Come on, man. You know what it is? These politicians don't want to tackle the hard stuff. They want to go after easy stuff that people are going to see and that makes their voters happy. Well, you know what? F you. Take care of some of the hard stuff. Earn your keep. Earn your right. That's going to do it for today. Again, subscribe to my channel, The Common Sense Management Talk Show. Call in. Talk some smack to me. Say I'm full of shit. I'd love to hear that. But no one does because there's probably no one listening out there. All right. We'll see you on Hump Day Wednesday. Ciao.